Boom. Testing 1, 2. We are back. Let's go. What's down? I'm gonna give y'all some time to pop in. Good morning. Good morning. What's down? You got to talk about something a little serious this morning. Something just a little serious. Big news happening in New Orleans. Y'all know we trying to get y'all that New Orleans news on a regular now. You know, usually with Newtral Groundz, it'll be more pre-made content. But since I discovered the little live feature and figured out how to set it up right, y'all see how I got the little setup, you know what I'm saying, switching screens and stuff. I figured it's easier to deliver y'all some news as it happens. So a big headline this morning, man. New Orleans has the vaccine. Now, the vaccine made it to New Orleans. And we're going to be talking about that today. And not only are we going to be talking about the vaccine actually making it to New Orleans, we're going to be talking about why people in New Orleans are so skeptical and how you should approach this whole situation, because it seems like there's a real split perception on how to approach this vaccine. So if y'all just coming in here, you know what I'm saying, drop a like. Was that Clever Consecrator? I can't read that. Was that no brother? Was that Ashton? Was that Queen? A black queen, my dog, was that? So yeah, we talking about this vaccine today. Make sure y'all give a like to this video, because this type of information, YouTube ain't gonna push it unless you like it, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, comment under it, let YouTube know this is something that people want to see. You feel me? Because they basically draw the algorithms by engagement. So, you know, drop a video. No, Willie, I feel you, Willie. But we're gonna talk about why. We're gonna talk about why people crazy if they taking. And I'm gonna get into that though. I'm gonna get into that. We're gonna give a few more people a chance to get in, and then we gonna hop right into it, dog. Because there's a lot of reasons why people, you know, should be skeptical about this. Like, there's a lot of reasons, and it's not particularly having anything to do with the current state of America. You know, it's a lot to do with history. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to do with a lot of things, dog. So we're gonna really touch into that when we get into, you know, New Orleans finally getting the vaccine. You feel me? So I'm gonna pull up this little clip. I don't know if it's audio attached to it, but it's from Mayor Cantrell when she basically posted a video. It was like 2 hours ago, and the video was basically saying that the vac finally made it to the city. Let me see if I can get y'all some desktop audio.
Here we go. Vaccine warriors. Felt that. All done? All right. Yay.
Yay.
Good stick.
Thank you.
No, really, I really
You didn't
didn't feel it. Like I could feel, pressure from your hand. But that's it. No.
COVID-19 vaccine.
Look for the injection.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Beverly.
All right, take care. You know that we're going to give you your card.
Yes, please. I need my card.
Then they filled out the cards for tomorrow because we thought we would finish.
Okay, so basically, what the caption reads is, you know, Mayor Cantrell, shout out Mayor Cantrell TD. She says the COVID vaccine is in New Orleans. Our fearless CEO, Dr. Takesha Davis, received her COVID vaccine today. Take a moment to see the COVID vaccine process and the happiness from her and her healthcare team. So when I see things like this, it gives me mixed reviews, because propaganda is a powerful political tool. You know what I'm saying? So when you using keywords like the happiness and the relief and just how she's so happy to be taking it, I'm not buying it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of things that get fed to us on a regular basis that is bullshit, you know, frankly. So when I saw that video, I just really looked at it as like, you know, some propaganda, which is understandable why they'll be feeding that out there, you know what I'm saying? Because they do want the city to get back to its former glory. Like, New Orleans has been on hospice care for people who ain't been peeping the economy lately. Stuff been real bad out here. And it's understandable why you would want your city to get back to a functioning state. because I would always ask, my friend, that's how I be talking to her about it, Brittany, she would, we would debate about it, you know what I'm saying? And I would get stuck between, is it better for the city to fight this and suffer economically, or is it better to say forget it, suffer health in the health space, but thrive economically? Like it's really a rock. You stuck between a rock and a hard place when you're dealing with this, because it's too. It's just it could go both ways. It's like basically you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Like just from Mayor Cantrell's perspective, as a political leader, you either have the option to keep your community physically healthy or financially healthy. You can't have both. Like, and that's the situation where we at right now. You really can't have both. It's either we're gonna have a starving economy, which is gonna up the robberies, up the carjackings, up the crime in general, which is not good for the city, or we could open the city up and things still be bad as far as health concerns. What's up, Brandon? What's up? And they already saying that even with the vaccine, they still want us to wear masks. Yeah, so that's another thing I want to talk about as well. I could understand if it was, we take the vac and right after we take it, things go back to normal. But that's still not the case. So it's kind of like weird when you think about the position that we in as people, and just even the political leaders, like they're in a tough position. Like I was saying earlier, it's all about if you want to do it to heal the economy, or if you want to do it to, heal the financial stability of the economy. So really what we're going to talk about right now, man, and if you just drop a like, the COVID vaccine had hit New Orleans. So, that's what we're talking about today. And we're talking about how New Orleans residents feel about it. So I'm going to go to a few comments that I posted about when it actually hit Louisiana for the first time. And there was just a lot of mixed reviews about it. And we just going to talk about that. So the first thing is, the city being shut down. That was a real big issue with the whole vaccine, situation. That was a real big thing. But I really want to talk about why people in the city are so skeptical, because it's a reason why Black people in general are skeptical of medical practices that are given to us by the government. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. So first things first, let me get back in here. So y'all, look, Tuskegee University, that's why I graduated. For y'all who don't know about Tuskegee's history, we have a really big history when it comes to medical practices and unethical medical practices in the United States. So I'm gonna break that down a little bit for y'all, just to give y'all a scope of the history of it. And this is just one situation, but it's situations all over the world, all over America, that say why us as Black people shouldn't trust these kinds of healthcare situations. And just before I get into Tuskegee, it's, you got the Tuskegee situations. You got the fact that if you're a Black woman, you can't even have a baby without worrying about possibly losing your life. You know what I'm saying? You got the just the systemic ways that they mess over us as a people. And I'm gonna get into the history of it from the Tuskegee syphilis perspective, because I went to that school and that was something that they really drilled into our heads while we studied that. The vaccine is using Australia giving false positive HIV test. Yeah, I heard that. So yeah, let's go into Tuskegee syphilis study real quick, man. Just so I can give y'all a little history on why people be feeling the way that they feel. So, brief synopsis: the Tuskegee study of untreated syphilis in the African American male is the longest non-therapeutic experiment on human beings in medical history. Now, this began in 1932 by the United States Public Health Service. The study was purposely designed to determine the natural course of untreated latent syphilis in some of 400 African American men in Tuskegee, Macon County, Alabama. So basically, what the Tuskegee syphilis study was it's not like they gave them syphilis, but they didn't treat them. They basically they made it seem like they were treating them for syphilis. So they gave them placebos and things that made them think that they were getting treated, when really the doctors were just studying how it progressed over time. So this is a classic case of unethical health practices for the purposes of experimentation. So a lot of things that we see when we talking about the whole COVID thing is why so many Black women, why every time you see somebody getting the vaccine, the first person to take it in Louisiana was a Black woman. First place taken in New Orleans is a black woman. So even with NOLA say right here, so only black women getting the vaccine. Like, is this some kind of systemic way to keep us in some kind of bondage? I don't know, but from the history of it, this is something that can't go unwarranted. This is something that's not. This should be talked about. A lot of people that I've been seeing on the comments of the Newtral Groundz post, follow us on Instagram if y'all haven't already. A lot of people that I'm seeing on the comments basically talking about the vaccine finessing Jesus. Yeah, so a lot of people basically talking in the comments how, it seems like a lot of black women are getting this first. And it just doesn't, those type of things don't sit right with me, man, because when you look at it from an experimental perspective, taking this first is you being a part of an experiment. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know what's going to happen with it. And that leads me to my second point of why I feel like this is crazy. And it's basically the timing of it. Like, it's bad timing. You know what I'm saying? And when I say it's bad timing, if the timing, like if the PS5 just came out, let's just give that quick example. The PS5 just came out. You know what I'm saying? PS5 just came out. Everybody getting it. You start seeing videos of it blowing up and all smoking and stuff like that. Like, you never want to be the first to get something, whether it's technology, whether it's, vaccines, whether it's like me personally, I don't want to be the first person to get something because you don't know what complications it's going to have. You don't know. That's just a reality of the situation. When you are the first to buy things, you usually get a lot of negative reviews because it's like some bugs that got to be fixed. Some things that need tweaking. So from outside of the history perspective, the timing is just a whole nother ball game, because it's like, why are we getting it first? Why are we being the guinea pigs for it? It's just these questions that we want to ask, because at the end of the day, we're not the most populated people in America. So why are we being used as a general consensus for the masses? That really don't make no sense to me. So you get into studies like, the syphilis study, the Henrietta Lacks cells with the HeLa cells. It's just so many things that's happened in our history that just double down on the fact that we shouldn't really be trusting this. And if you're just dropping in, drop a like, drop a comment. We got to push this word out here. This how, YouTube ranks its algorithms. So basically, like the video, comment the video, just engage with it so we can get this information out, because our people need to hear stuff like this, man. There's a lot of propaganda that be coming through the mainstream media, and it's our job as, independent media to make sure that we give both sides of the story. What's up with y'all? Just checking in. Purple Soul, Lawrence, what's up? DH, it's a lot of falsehoods, mixing truths with lies, extremely dangerous. I want to spend that phrase I see. Franklin, real talk. Real talk, Franklin. They don't give a damn about it. What Michael Jackson said, look, our government, we be having issues, though. Like, it really be real issues going on in our government. It's a lot of corruption that going on in the New Orleans government. And it's a lot of things that are hitting the fan right now because of New Orleans' current state as far as its tourism economy. So a lot of things are hitting the fan. A lot of things are moving around because people aren't used to getting that funding that they usually be getting off the economy from a year-round basis. So it's a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. We probably not going to know about. But I know that this vaccine just made it to New Orleans, and I want to know what y'all think about it. Some people rocking with it, taking it because they feel like, people need to get their jobs back. People need to, get back to work. And other people feel like getting back to work and stuff ain't that serious, because at the end of the day, if you get back to work then 30 years later, you got nerve damage coming out your hands. What are you going to be doing? You know what I'm saying? You're going to be in court filing a lawsuit for unethical medical practices. The vaccine, test, Q-tip, everything on TV propaganda. That's real. Like, it's propaganda. And that's why it's up to us to do things that, kind of take away from the potential of the propaganda. So I'm about to play this video back for people that's just joining us. Make sure y'all drop a like. It's basically a video Mayor Cantrell had dropped an hour ago saying that the vaccine is basically here. So let's tap in on this. You hear me?
Just in the making. Healthcare hero. Here we go.
Vaccine warriors. at that. All done.
All done.
All right. Yay.
Yay.
Good stick.
Thank you. Everybody.
No, see, really, I really
You didn't feel
didn't
it.
feel it. Like I could feel, pressure from your hand. But that's it. No.
COVID-19 vaccine.
Look for it. The injection.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Beverly.
All right, take care. You know that we're going to give you your card.
Yes, please. I need my card.
Then they filled out the cards for tomorrow because we thought we was finished. So that's why I had to give you a new one so I can put your information on.
Oh, I think we drew from the placebo vial.
Oh, no, don't you try it, Brandon.
We're gonna have to do it again. I'm sorry, we have to do it again.
What was that, Brandon?
That was a placebo shot, so we're gonna have to do the real shot now. That was on the wrong one.
Yeah, so you can show them your ID card.
All right, boom. So let me talk about that real quick. If y'all saw that doctor, he was like, I don't know if he was a doctor or not, but he was like, yeah, that was a placebo shot. You got to take the real shot tomorrow. And he joking about that. That's nothing to joke about. That is nothing to joke about. Like, you joking, telling somebody that you gave him a placebo shot. Like, what type of trust are you helping curates in the community by telling the first person in New Orleans who took a vaccine that was a placebo shot? Do you know that they've been giving us placebo shots, making us think that we were getting cured in history? You know what I'm saying? And then you'll get these people on Instagram that'll be talking shit, basically saying that, history was history. That's the old, we don't need to be learned. Yeah, you need to learn about that. You need to learn about history, because when people joke about stuff like that and they don't know about it, and then we just chiming along, laughing and like entertaining it, that is detrimental to our collective mindset as a people. It ain't nowhere in hell a licensed medical professional on the mayor's Instagram should be saying, we gave you a placebo shot. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, who does that, dog? Like, that's something that needs to be answered to, honestly, dog, because we don't trust medical people like that for you to be making them kind of jokes when the first vaccine first hit the city. And then for the mayor to post that on the ground, mayor T, I love you, but come on now. Like, that's not making the job any better. It's not making us any more comfortable with this whole vaccine situation. Like, did y'all hear that, man? I'll play that again. Talking about this a placebo.
Oh, I think we drew from the placebo vial.
Oh, no, don't you try it, Brandon.
We're gonna have to do it again. I'm sorry, we have to do it again.
What was that, Brandon?
That was a placebo shot, so we're gonna have to do the real shot now. That was on the wrong one.
Yeah, so you can show them your ID
That's
card
right.
tomorrow. So, yes,
I'm a
I
pharmacist. I know what I'm talking about.
I bring my card with me tomorrow.
How do you feel, Dr. Davis?
I feel wonderful, like I'm on the way to being protected from getting COVID-19.
Awesome.
I feel anything right now.
Yeah.
Man, hold on. And then not only is, first of all, not only is the black woman taking the vaccine, but it honestly don't feel like no other black people are in the room. It seems like she's the only black person in the room, because the person behind the camera ain't black. The person who just joked, the pharmacist, you know what I'm saying, who said that this is a placebo, he ain't black. Like, why is everybody laughing about it? And you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a game, dog. And I feel like this really needs to be addressed within our communities and within our political sector, because I'm not feeling that. Like, y'all dropped the video 3 hours ago. It's at 4,200 views, and it's just basically propaganda. You know what I'm saying? It's propaganda getting us to fold, and it's not really transparent, man. So that brings us to my last point in this stream. It's really about, politics. This whole situation with this whole pandemic and stuff, it got really politicized over the years. I don't know who, for y'all who know me personally, but I actually have a degree in political science from Tuskegee University. You know what I'm saying? So politics is something that I study. Propaganda is something that I study. It's one of the reasons that I got in the media, and I feel like this is just a big political weapon used against our communities for whatever reason. I can't call it and say what the reason is about, but I just don't feel like this is the smartest way to go about this. You know what I'm saying? We had the history, the syphilis study. Let me chop in with y'all a little bit, because I'm going on a little rant, but let me see what's down. So what's down, Franklin, dog? Yeah, they playing my game. 9 o'clock props. You feel me? Using your own people. Mark, what's down? What's up, Rhonda? Yeah, it's a big theater production, dog. Like, it's a big production, bro. And unless we really, wise up, we always gonna be losing. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be an issue, dog. Shoot on the way to being safe from COVID. Real talk, man. So what's up with y'all for the people just joining in? We just talking about this vaccine in New Orleans and how do people feel about it. People not really feeling too hot about it. We about to go to our post on Instagram. Make sure you like this video. You can also follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The link is in the description. Tap in with us. But we just talk about things that's really affecting our community right now, affecting our people. There's not a lot of news in New Orleans that's speaking on these perspectives. So I'm just trying to do my due diligence to come in and, just give a perspective, the collective perspective, not a perspective that's, been fed through different media pools and, altered for the sake of manipulation purposes. This is the honest truth of how the people are feeling about this situation right now. So when I was talking about it, I basically went over the history, why we skeptical about it, from the Tuskegee syphilis study to the Henrietta Lacks cells to women not being able to go to the doctor to have a baby without worrying about getting a C-section. it's a lot of things medically that affect us as Black people, man. And this is something that we really need to talk about as a community, because the mass media isn't going to do it. Like, it's too controlled. It's a controlled source. The internet, most of the great equalizer. This is where we can have those conversations. I can pull up y'all chat window, put y'all on the screen, you know what I'm saying? Actually show people what y'all saying instead of just making it seem like this what people saying, so that we could really get some ideas rolling and really come together as a community. So when I dropped this post 2 days ago about the first person in Louisiana getting it, notice this is a different doctor, Debbie Ford. The second one is Takesha Davis. It was a lot of skepticism in that. Like, whose auntie is that? Is nope, not taking it. I don't mind taking it, but I don't want to be the guinea pig right now. That's a really big point. And that went to my second point about timing. It's all about the timing of the situation. It's all about the timing on the situation, dog. Like, nobody wants to get nothing when it first comes out. So they basically trying to convince us, since we're the primary consumer, to take that first L for the city, or not for the city, but for the country. But these comments don't look excited about what's going on. Like, these comments look, it's just not, it's not giving the vibes that we as a community are accepting of this. So if the people don't accept it, shouldn't it be some type of, announcement, or just some kind of type of accountability, or just any type of way to convince us that's not shoving propaganda down our throat? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you shove propaganda down people's throat, most of the people gonna listen, but then you got people like us who really not gonna listen. They're just gonna look at it like look at it for what it is. It's a weapon. Propaganda is the most weaponized political tool in history. Like, if y'all look at all of these people that rose to power and did bad things, the first thing that they did was take control of the media. They took control of the press, because you got to control public opinion. And if you control public opinion, you have real power. You know what I'm saying? So what we're trying to do, in Newtral Groundz, is basically act as an equalizer to where the media just doesn't have this big advantage over the community. The community has a voice, and we need to be heard too. Yup. If y'all just tapping in, make sure y'all like the video, comment. We got to get this video out to our peeps. This is the type of stuff we need to hear. Like, I'm not against the whole idea of vaccinations. However, there are things that happen in our history that need to be addressed, or measures that need to be taken differently because of the history. A lot of people, when they hear Black history, they try to, dumb it down, throw it to the side, or it happened, it's old. But that's not the case, man. Like, this stuff repeats itself on a regular basis. History repeats itself. We don't want to be caught up in history's cycle of self-destruction because we was too ignorant to differentiate propaganda from policy, or propaganda from programming. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really have to come together and share this type of information so that our people come out, and that we can have our own opinions, formulate our own opinions, and collectively move towards something that's in our best interest. Right. About whatever. I like you. You said something good. It's not about race. Race is an illusion. It's about class. Marxism. You know, this is something that we need to study as people, different political strategies, political ideologies, see what is being done to us. Marxism is a class issue. You ever saw a rich white person and a rich black person beef? I can show a picture of Jay-Z and the NFL commissioner together chilling, because it's not about race, it's about class. They use race as a way to pull people against each other so that they don't realize the collective objective to go after the top of the pyramid. So it's just basically an idea of us coming together as communities and making sure that we understand the difference, understand the tools that they're trying to use to control us with, because it's real out here. Like, this is not a game. Appreciate your OG network, dog. Appreciate you. Look, appreciate the dog, but it's crazy though, and it's a race issue. But you got to understand that race is an illusion. You know what I'm saying? Race is a distraction. Race is something that they use to pin us against each other. But deep down, it's a class issue, because it's all about whether you're rich or whether you broke. You know what I'm saying? The elitists, they don't fuck with poor white people just the same as they don't fuck with poor black people. That's the reality, and that's not just a reality that I'm just pulling out my behind. That's something that history has shown. You know what I'm saying? It's all about class. It's classic Marxism. And the race does matter because they're using it as the biggest tool for distraction, because that's something that we can't change. Like, it's certain things that you can't change about yourself. You can't change where you're from. You can't change your race. You can't change your color. So you take things like that people have no control over, and you make it something worth pinning them against each other so that the fight never ends. You know what I'm saying? It's never going to be a conclusion, because this is something that is just how it is. I'm just black, or they're just white. You know what I'm saying? So race is a big thing, OGK network. It definitely is. But I'm just saying, as far as from the root, I would say that race is more so a branch, but the roots is rooted in Marxism and classism. Let me see what y'all got. Race, that right? Yeah, money just know that one color, dog, and it's crazy out here. It's crazy. And a black queen, real talk, is both. You know what I'm saying? It's two halves of the same coin. But we as people need to understand the other side of the coin. Because with us, we spend so much time consuming, and we need to be doing more producing. It's the reason why they're trying to funnel the vaccine through us first, because we are the consumers. Black people consume more than other ones, and it's just crazy, man. If y'all just tapping in, what's up? We doing a little live stream. I'm probably gonna be on here for another 10 minutes or something like that. Just basically talking about what's going on in the city with this COVID stuff, this vaccine stuff. The city is in a crazy space right now, y'all. A lot of things will be changing. You know what I'm saying? If you in a city and you were living life the way you was living 2-3 years ago, you need to start making some adjustments, because who knows the state that the city gonna be in the next 2-3 years? Like, we don't know. It has a lot to do with how the country is moving, but in particular, our city is not doing well right now in the midst of all this situation, because our city literally made all of its money off of people being all bunched up on each other. You know what I'm saying? Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. Yeah, man. Yeah, I gotta check that out. Boom. Behold a Pale Horse. Boom. So who just dropped that knowledge? Was that in St. Louis? Was that, don't order with a card though, in person. Be careful. See, YouTube ain't gonna strike it, because at the end of the day, I'm not talking about like, I'm not trying to push a narrative more so than I'm educating. YouTube don't trip off of education, they trip off of like conspiracy type stuff. But this is not a conspiracy type video. These are real historical facts, and just explaining why we're so skeptical about the things that are getting pushed to us. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the type of content that YouTube block when it comes to this is people that be like just trying to persuade an audience to do something. And I'm not really trying to sway the audience to do something more than I'm just presenting y'all with the facts and like, y'all talk y'all thing, yeah, man. But Look, behold pale white. Behold the pale horse. Make sure y'all check that out. Written in 1991. You know what I'm saying? What do you that shit? That shit easy. Boom. Yeah, Mardi Gras. They no, we not having Mardi Gras this year. They said as far as like the traditional style Mardi Gras, American Trail had an approach to do a different type of Mardi Gras, and there's some things working, but I can't really see it honestly. I honestly can't see it because it's about to be next year right now. Like we what 2 3 weeks away from 2021, so I can't see it. But man, look, we got to start thinking better. You know, we got to start having these conversations a little bit more because I like talking to y'all about this. You know, just offering real opinions and just talking about it because these things happen and it's gonna keep happening. So unless we have conversations and rise up as a people, we just gonna keep continuing, or we're gonna keep this cycle of self destruction rolling, and it's just something that we don't want. Yeah, it's been the small black businesses, bro, been suffering from that, dog. Like they really been suffering bad from that. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. But we're gonna have to come together as a community, dog, because this is ridiculous. Like honestly, it's ridiculous, dog. It's crazy how the media is used as a tool to get people to do things, and they're not expecting us to have any type of commentary on what's going on or feelings. Like it's just always like when y'all gonna start thinking about the people. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, that's my question for the community or for the government, not the community, is when y'all gonna start caring about the community. And for the community too, that's my question. When y'all gonna start caring about the community? When are we gonna start coming together as a community, and taking care of ourselves? That's a real big question. But for the people that's just joining in, man, I don't know how long y'all want me to stay on here. Should I stay on here a little bit longer? I don't know. I gotta go to the post office to bring these orders. But I definitely want to chop it up with this dog because this is crazy, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It's something that really needs to be addressed. Honestly. Let me see. So look, if y'all just dropping in, man, can we get to 40 likes real quick? Who all in here? We at what? 32 likes, man. Like me up real quick. Give me right here. Like real talk. Because this that information that need to be spread. If you ain't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you don't follow us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, Newtral Groundz, Twitter, Newtral Groundz. I'm gonna be posting a clip from this. So if y'all was in the chat, follow that so y'all can see y'all comments. You know what I'm saying? Man, I like y'all. Y'all really gave me buku likes that fast, Lord. Man, I rock with y'all. Real talk. I respect that. I feel y'all, man. Cause this the information that need to be out. This the conversations that we need to be having, and I feel like on YouTube is a little bit easier with the audience, but we definitely need to be having these conversations, dog, because if we don't have them, dog, it's just gonna keep going over our head like it always does. They'll use these distractions to like put stuff over our head while we paying attention to the other stuff, man. But it's up to people like us, people like y'all to have these conversations with y'all peers, so that we can just be more aware of what's going on, because that's really what it comes down to, awareness. Yeah, dog. I rock with y'all. I rock with y'all. I rock with y'all hard, dog, because we the backbone of the community, dog. Like the people that come in here, like y'all work, y'all pay y'all taxes, like we deserve to be told the truth, and we deserve ethical medical practices. You know what I'm saying? And we also deserve explanations and accountability when it comes to trying to force, or not force, but just trying to put, these different things into motion. Because Black America doesn't trust hospitals, and that's not something that has anything to do with this vaccine. It's something to do with a history, a long history of why we shouldn't trust these type of situations. So I feel like as a government that cares about its people, it should be y'all job to clear that up for us, clear the air, do things to make us feel like this isn't what it has been for the last 40, 50, 60 years. You know, I don't know what y'all will be able to do for, to do that, but it's something that y'all would have to do to get us more comfortable, because people are just not comfortable with it. And how can you expect people to be comfortable with it when all of this stuff went down? Man, let me play this video for y'all, for the people that just hopped in. And I'm going to take it out in a little bit and go handle my business. But I'm about to drop this video one more time for y'all.
Fold it up.
History in the making. Healthcare hero. Here we go.
Vaccine warriors. Felt that. All done?
All done.
All right. Yay.
Yay.
Good stick.
Thank you, everybody.
No, really, I really
You didn't feel
didn't feel it. Like I could feel, pressure from your hand. But that's it. No.
COVID-19 vaccine.
Look for it.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Beverly.
Take care. You know that way, let me give you your card.
Yes, please. I need my card.
Then they filled out the cards for tomorrow because we thought we was finished. So that's why I had to give you a new one so I can put your information on it.
Oh, I think we drew it from the placebo vial.
Oh, no, you try it, Brandon.
We're gonna have to do it again. I'm sorry, we have to do it again.
What was that, Brandon?
That was a placebo shot, so we're gonna have to do the real shot now. That was on the wrong model.
Yeah, so you can show them your ID
That's
card
right.
tomorrow. So, yes,
I'm a
I
pharmacist, I know what I'm talking about.
I bring my card with me tomorrow.
How do you feel, Dr. Davis?
I feel wonderful, like I'm on the way to being protected from getting COVID-19.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a real anything right now.
Hell nah. Every time I watch that, I cringe, honestly, when the dudes say we pulled it from the placebo vial. That's wild. That's super wild, y'all. But look, if y'all just tapping in, like the video, follow us on Instagram, get us a comment, help YouTube push this video because it needs to get out to our fellow New Orleanians. It needs to get out to our fellow Americans. And not just Black Americans, all Americans. Because like we was talking about earlier, it's a classist thing. But definitely Black Americans, though, because they're going to push that on us first, or they trying to, as we just saw, Yeah, they laughing and shit like that shit funny. It's not funny. They're using the sister to push it, and that's what we was talking about. When I drop this stream, make sure y'all go to the beginning so y'all can check it out. Man, they using us to push it to each other. Let me give y'all a little history on the Tuskegee syphilis study from a newer perspective, because a lot of people, especially when you see in that photo that's on the slideshow, you would sit here and think that white men were giving the blacks the treatments, the false treatments, when in actuality there were Black doctors that were working for the government that were administrating the false treatments or the fake treatments for the syphilis. They had to make sure that it was us giving it to us. Like that picture is not telling the complete truth, because there's actually more Black people Black doctors working with the Tuskegee men during that time. So it's crazy, man. We definitely got to pay attention to these things, dog, and just make sure it don't go over our head. I know it's cool to be entertained and, to look at the things that we just enjoy, the guilty pleasures and whatnot. But sometimes we got to have these hard conversations, man. We got to talk about this type of stuff because it's affecting our community as a people. It's affecting us, dog, and we got to change. You know what I'm saying? We got to do better, because we can't let things go without some sort of accountability measures being taken place. So I'm going to be in here with y'all by like another 5-6 minutes. We had, 79, 80 people? This is the most people we ever had in here once. Make sure y'all drop a like on the video. If you just tapping in, even if you just passing through, you know what I'm saying? We just talking about the real, giving people the real, and hoping they give us the real. So drop a like on this comment, or drop a like on this video, drop a comment under it, talking to live chat. You see we got the live chat actually on the screen, so your comments actually gonna be featured on the full video. Just tap in with us, dog, because this things that we need to see, and the more y'all like, the more y'all share, the more y'all comment, the more it tells YouTube to push this to more people. So we want these broadcasts to be pushed to people, like not the broadcasters basically, being weaponized to, to not fit our benefit. We gotta start using these tools, you know, the ones that put y'all chats on the screen so we can hear what y'all saying, you know, right then and there, instead of just saying we said certain things. We need these media outlets to have the power. So if you give a like to this video, like, every comment, every subscription, you know, is empowering the people. You know, this is giving a neutral ground, like literally a level playing field. Like it's a playing field where everybody could be on. Like this is empowering neutral ground, is empowering equality. You know, so I just want y'all to know that I really appreciate y'all for tapping in with me this morning. I really did this stream because I really felt strongly about this. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, should I stream? Should I not stream? But for this one, I really wanted to talk about this, dog, because it's real. You know what I'm saying? Look, I will not participate in the new Tuskegee. And New Orleans will be an experiment ground for a lot of things. Y'all notice we the only place with an all-charter system right now. That's something for a whole nother video. But New Orleans is usually the testing grounds for a lot of government experiments. The New Orleans public housing experiments. The first projects in the United States was in New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget that. You feel me? Like New Orleans is, I don't know why, but it's just a good testing ground for activities, because they always seem to come here when they want to figure something out. I don't know if it's because it's a big city and still a small city is easy to control. I don't know. But it's crazy. Babylon is about to fall. Yeah, man, it's real. It's real, dog. So, man, I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. We're going to be doing a lot more of these streams. You know, this is the Newtral Groundz Insider, which is basically the behind-the-scenes version of Newtral Groundz, where we talk about real stuff, straight to the point, not no scripted videos, not no, you know, fancy edits and transitions. We just talking that real. So if you like this type of content, if you want to see me make more of this, talking about that real, then, you know, like the video, comment, subscribe, because like I said earlier, that's pushing it out to a lot of people. And that's the type of people we need to be getting it out to, because we need to empower ourselves more. So thank y'all for tapping in with me. Like, real talk, man. Really appreciate y'all, dog. So I'm about to get out of here. It's about a 40-minute stream. I'm gonna stay on for like good 2 more minutes, man. Like we at 68 right now. Let's see if we can get to 80 before I sign out. You hear me? But I'm gonna play this video one more time while I'm waiting on y'all to get us to 80, and then I'm rolling out.
Fold it up.
History in the making. Healthcare hero. Here we go.
Vaccine warriors. Felt that. All done?
All done.
All right. Yay.
Yay.
Good stick.
Thank you. Everybody.
No, really, I really
You didn't feel it.
Like I could feel, you know, pressure from your hand.
Uh-huh.
But that's it. No.
COVID-19 vaccine.
Look for it.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Beverly.
All right, take care. You know that way, let me give you your card.
Yes, please. I need my card.
Then they filled out the cards for tomorrow because we thought we was finished. So that's why I had to give you a new one so I can put your information on it.
Oh, I think we drew it from the placebo vial.
Oh, no, don't even try it, Brandon.
We're gonna have to do it again. I'm sorry, we have to do it again.
What was that, Brandon?
That was a placebo shot, so we're gonna have to do the real shot now. That was going the wrong way.
Yeah, so you can show them your ID
That's
card
right.
tomorrow. So, yes,
I'm a
I
pharmacist. I know what I'm talking about.
I bring my card with me tomorrow.
How do you feel, Dr. Davis?
I feel wonderful, like I'm on the way to being protected from getting COVID-19.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we don't want anything right now.
Yes.
I'm gonna holla at y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with me, dog.